Just a girl standing in front of her wardrobe, wondering if fabric is still clutter if it has an emotional attachment. So it's going to feel a little bit like the tale of the two pink trousers for today. So I got out of my wardrobe this pair of pink trousers and this pair of pink trousers. So I'll pop the ones that I'm wearing on now up here so you can see the full length. I've had to press both of them this morning. The ones that I'm wearing are the Tilly and the Buttons Saguaro. No, they're not. They're the Tilly and the Buttons Safiya trousers. The Tilly and the Buttons Safiya trousers, which are from her Make It Simple book. I made them a really long time ago. They're in a gorgeous pink linen that I bought. That's kind of quite a good trouser weight linen. It's washed and washed and washed and washed, and now it's kind of looking a little bit worn. The colour's gone a little bit, but the trousers are incredibly comfortable. They are ones that I took a little bit of the width out because I found they were a little bit wide. They fit me really nicely because I took the width out at the back. They fit me really nicely on the bottom, but they're kind of fitted but still loose and summery. I feel really comfortable in them and I love them. And then these pink trousers are ones that I made for an event. Actually, I made them for Plymouth Frocktails. Now, when they were first made, they were lovely. They hung really nicely, they sat really nicely, they held a press really nicely, and just the fabric from these I think came from a So Hayley Jane subscription box, and I love the colour. I wish that the ones that I'm wearing were this colour. These are they're either the Saguaro or the Lane pants. I'll pop down which ones they are. And the problem with these is that over the fullness of time, they just haven't washed and worn very well. They feel now, you know, like that pair of pants that you keep in your pants drawer and they're a bit baggy and they, you know, they're kind of, but you keep hold of them because you don't want to chuck them. This is this. I keep hold of them because when I wore them at the Plymouth Frocktails, I felt great in them, but they're just not the same trousers anymore. They haven't worn. I have to iron them every single time before I wear them, otherwise they just look terrible. And even when I've worn them, even when I've ironed them, sorry, they still don't look their absolute best. And I think it's because I know what their best look like. That yeah. So in the true Fling It Friday, these are gonna go. They're not bringing me joy anymore. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to look out for some vivid pink, some big, bold pink, nice, heavier weight linen to make another pair so that when these eventually wear out, which they will because they're on their way, I've got a replacement. Hey, so today is another Fling It Friday, but I realised that in my rush to get on to show you the good stuff, I told you all about the trousers that I was wearing today, but nothing about the top. So this is the top that I made with my lovely friends Catherine and Rachel as part of our So Phoenix September challenge, which we are running again in September. And this is the shell top. It is a top by Angela Kane. Angela Kane is a very lovely pattern designer that basically, along with Liz from the Flying Bobbins, taught me to sew and taught me, Angela in particular, taught me to fit and helped me to kind of sizing, helped me figure out how to do bust adjustments and all of those kinds of things. So yeah, it's just my perfect fits every time. I have no lines, shell top, and because the summer is coming, I love a sleeveless top, but I like good coverage on the shoulders. I like good coverage across here so I don't burn. I don't want anyone to see my bra straps, but yet it's still a lovely cool top. And the fabric is called, I want to say it's called Midnight something, but I'm not entirely sure. It's from one of the collections from Andrea at Beyond the Pink Door. I'm pretty sure it's available, and if it is, I'll pop it in the comment box down below. But yeah, I absolutely love it. So sorry for not telling you about that. I was just so into the, you know, the pink trouser saga. You know what it's like with pink trousers? No? Okay. Well, there you go. So today's time for another Fling It Friday, but with a slightly different twist, because tomorrow is our very first Much Ado About Stitching social, which, in case you hadn't realised, I'm a little bit excited about. So one of the things that we're having there is a fabric and pattern swap table, which has forced me to have a little conversation with myself about stash guilt. I'll hold it there for a minute. So sewing fantasy me and whether I actually need to keep fabrics, because once upon a time I went, oh, I love that. Because I think sometimes the kindest thing to do is, with fabric that we no longer are excited about, is to let someone else fall in love with it, because that's what we're about, isn't it? Particularly us in the sparkly community. Let's pass the sparkle on, let someone else fall in love with it, let them have the excitement, because for us it's gone. I love the idea that fabrics which have been sitting quietly in my stash might suddenly be the exact thing that somebody else is looking for, and that brings me joy. So, and on that, I'm just going to talk about a few fabrics that I'm going to pop on the swaps table tomorrow, and the reasons why they have ended up in my stash and going to the swaps table. And some of the reasons might not be what you think they are. You know, you can't, you know, sometimes actually properly analysing things is going to really help me in the future buying, and that has, and I have to say, it really has helped me. So I would quite often be very drawn into buying fabrics, and now I'm much more considered when I buy them, because I have things like this in my stash. So let's crack on, because I know you want to see them and wondering why. So here it is. It is a very large piece, a 2 and a bit metre, might be even 2.5 metres piece of gorgeous linen fabric. It's a gorgeous weight. I think it might be a similar weight to my Safiya Trousers linen. It's absolutely fun. The quality of the fabric is beautiful. It's so lovely. Why did I buy it in baby poo yellow? I can't unsee it. I just now, for somebody else, this will be their perfect colour. I don't know why. I don't know why. Anyone know why? I think because I bought the fabric in a gorgeous navy blue. I loved the fabric. I thought it was absolutely stunning. So I bought the other colours. And I think one of them was pink, and that was great. It was very me. And I think one of them was this colour, and I bought it. But why did I buy this? This doesn't suit me. This doesn't bring me joy. This isn't a colour that I love. I'm not a big fan of yellow anyway. Why did I do it? No idea. So this has been in my stash for a really long time, thinking, oh, it's a lovely linen. It's something that I'm going to make in a similar weight linen. I'll do a wearable toile. But I don't, because I'm not going to wear this. So I need to give someone else the chance to have it, because someone else might see, oh, did you see that gorgeous sunshine yellow linen on the swaps table? I must have that. You know, someone else will love this, I'm sure. On to the next one. Now, this one I'm a little bit embarrassed about. I'm going to be honest. Full disclosure, I'm a little bit embarrassed by this. This was from a swaps table. So I saw this on a swaps table. I've written on, if you are going to Sewing Socials and you're taking fabrics to swaps table, one thing that I would suggest that you do is put a little label on it so people know what it is, if you know. So on this, I've put 2 meters, 135-ish centimeters wide, because, you know, ish. And I've put think cotton, maybe not 100%. Because that's what I think it is, but I'm not 100% because I didn't buy it, I got it from a swaps table. And I think what it was is because it's got these little ditsy daisies on, I saw fried eggs, little mini fried eggs, and thought, oh, I love that. But actually, I'm not a ditsy print person, and it's a little bit too, dare I say the word again, ditzy for me. I have been known to rock a ditzy print, but not quite like this. But I saw it on the swap table, I looked at it and I fell in love with it. And then once I kind of had that cooling off period, I was like, I'm not going to use this. So again, it needs to be loved. It's going on the table. I'm sure someone else will love it. If not, any items that are not claimed on our swaps table tomorrow are going to the Esther project, and they have a sewing project, and they have a few donated sewing machines, and they give the ladies a chance to learn to sew and sew bits and pieces. So anything that is left will go to them. So I'm not worried. You know, it's all going to a good place regardless. Now, this one was not my fault. This one was computer screen error fault, and I'm sure this has happened to a lot of us. So I bought this gorgeous fabric and I love it, and it's a big wad of fabric. In fact, it's 3 meters of fabric. It's very wide. It's a gorgeous viscose, a good weight viscose. The problem is that when it was on the screen, this green was much, much darker. And this orange, I mean, it's definitely orange, was a more pinky colour in my eyes. And so instead of having pink and green, which is what I thought I was buying, I've kind of got this sagey and orange colour, and it's just not what I thought it was. So it wasn't expensive, it was from Pound Fabrics, so I kept it, again thinking it's a good wad of viscose. I'll use it for a wearable toile. Never have. That needs to go and be loved by someone. That's a good wad of fabric that will make a wonderful garment for somebody. Just not me. Now this one's been in my stash a long time. And what's happened with this one is something else has just passed it over. So when I was first into kind of sewing and buying fabrics, I knew I wanted a wool blend to make a jacket. And I was kind of looking for like colours and things that I liked, and I found this. It was a really good price. It was over on Pound Fabrics. It's 2 meters. I like the colours, and I thought it would make a really good wool jacket, which it will. But then I found an alternative on a D-stash, and that's now the wool that I want to make my wool jacket from. And I kind of think I don't need this anymore. So again, what this has taught me is, and I can't remember who told me, but it was someone on one of my socials, and they said to me, Sam, there's always more fabric. And they're absolutely right. Sam, there is always more fabric. You guys out there is always more fabric. So, you know, I know it's really easy for me to sit here and say, but you know, if you are after a particular fabric to make something, before you go and hit that purchase, make sure it is the one that you do actually want to make it in. I mean, for me, this isn't a massive mistake. The fabric was inexpensive. I have thought about destashing this, but as I've said, that any of these fabrics that don't get loved by somebody else are going to go to a really good cause. So I'm quite happy to just let them go because, yeah, I'm okay with that. Now, whether someone will pick up on a beautiful sunshiny day, because it is going to be sunshiny tomorrow, 2 meters of this like proper thick wool is another thing. But you know, those are the fabrics that I had. So I have 2 more, only 2 more. I just had to stop and have a little cough and go and get a drink of water. It's getting quite warm in here. Now this one is another thing that happens to me and how my fabric ends up on fabric swap tables. And this isn't a bad thing. This is just the way things work. So I am giving away this, which is gorgeous. It's on a denim blue background and it's this lovely stripy star. And I can hear you all shouting, oh, Sam, you love a star. Why are you giving that fabric away? Surely you'd love a little t-shirt in that. And I do, and I have one. I have a little t-shirt in this. I have a little pair of pajama bottoms in this. I have some headbands in this, but it was a big job lot piece of fabric and I've got 120 centimetres by 140 centimetres left and I'm just not going to use it. So someone else will. And so that is going on the swaps table. Nothing wrong with that. Lovely cotton jersey, made it up into nice things. Don't need that bit. Pass it on. Fling It Friday. See what I did there? And then the last one is one that I'm having a hard time getting rid of this one, but it's one that I thought that I liked and I just don't like it. I can't really put my finger on why I don't like it, but hey ho. So it is a gorgeous 2 meter print of really good quality. It's fabulous quality cotton fabric. And I think what it is I love the colours. They're nice and they're bold and they're, you know, and I think the colours suit me. I don't like the flowers. The flowers are too flower-like. I know, that's silly, isn't it? But they feel quite intrusive, if that makes sense. And I just don't think that it's something that I would wear once I made it up. So I've got 2 meters. It's not very wide. It's only 110 centimeters wide. I bought it to make a short sleeve shirt. That's what I thought that I would make with it. But I just can't see me wearing that. Again, I could destash it and get some of my money back for it. But I would rather pop it on the swaps table, see if someone else wants to love it. If not, it will go to the ladies at the Esther Project and maybe they'll make something nice out of that. So yeah, so that's it, folks. That is Fling It Friday for today. So as I said, as well as sorting all of the fabrics for the swaps table, the other thing that I've got to do is run around like an absolute loony as usual and get all of the last minute preparations done for tomorrow. And you will see me again tomorrow morning, hopefully bright and early, all ready for Much Ado About Stitching. So tomorrow's video will be, it may come out a little bit later. So instead of coming out at 6 o'clock in the morning, on Sunday morning, it may come out a little bit later, but it will be the whole day of tomorrow's lovely Much Ado About Stitching session. So I hope you will join me there, and I hope you really enjoyed today's discussion all about fabrics, whether to fling them or pop them on a swaps table. And yeah, and don't forget, it's okay to let them go and sparkle somewhere else. No fabric guilt here. So you take care. Don't forget to sparkle. I'll see you again really soon. Bye for now.